Hi, welcome to the Untitled Astrology New Moon Forecast for this May 15th, 2018. Hi, I'm Kari Field, and every full and new moon I do a Vedic Astrology forecast and live tarot reading for you on my YouTube channel. So hit subscribe if you haven't already. So the new moon is coming, the waning moon. How do you feel? The light of the moon is diminishing, so the nights are growing darker. And day by day, by May 15th, we'll have reached the most dark point of the moon. The moon will be conjunct the sun and will no longer be able to get any smaller and will begin to wax again. So new moons are always turning points every time I create a forecast. I'm really talking about a shift in a cycle. And this new moon is going to start a cycle that's full of a lot of energy and fire, in a way. It's actually right on the cusp of Taurus in the sidereal zodiac. That's the zodiac we use in Vedic astrology. So it's just in the first degree, birds, of Taurus. Just entered in the nakshatra of Krittika. Krittika nakshatra. Krittika means to cut or cutting. It's symbolized by a razor-sharp blade, often. Able to cut to the chase, cut away what's unnecessary, declutter, purify. And the star of Krittika is ruled by this amazing ancient deity, Agni, one of the three oldest deities, they say, along with Vayu and the sun. Agni is the element of fire, the primal fire, the first fire, the creative fire, and the fire that purifies and burns away and creates a sort of doorway to the spirit world. Now this new moon in Taurus is ruled by Venus, who has just shifted signs into Gemini, but actually Krittika, these first degrees of Taurus, Krittika nakshatra, is associated with Mars as well. And Mars, on May 3rd, had a very important shift for the year. He is now in his exaltation in Capricorn. Now, I've been talking about this for a while because this particular transit of Capricorn is really different from his normal exaltation periods, because he usually takes about 6 weeks to get through a sign, but this year he's going to stop, go retrograde, and swing back forward again for a total of 6 months in Capricorn, in the sign of exaltation. This means Mars has really got a lot of force this summer and through until fall. So we've got a lot of power to shake things up, get things moving. There's a lot of endurance in Capricorn, a lot of potential to really transform and use discipline, willpower to change our lives. Ketu is also in Capricorn, the tail of the snake that causes eclipses, so it's all going to be mashed up with some powerful eclipses this summer. Now, how this Mars energy is going to affect you really depends on your Vedic astrology chart, your personal chart, and also on the dasha cycles you're running, and all sorts of things. So, you know, everyone's going to feel this differently. If you want to know more about how it affects you on a personal level, book a reading with me. That's the best way to really understand these things. But I did create, for fun, a little horoscope, a little cookbook horoscope, where you can just look at your Vedic sign. Could be the ascendant, the moon, or even the sun sign, and read a little blurb about how this Mars is transiting. But overall, this new moon definitely feels like a sort of rebirth. It's a pretty push forward kind of energy. Mercury also finally came out of its swampy debilitation in Pisces. It was a long run there, sort of hard to focus, hard to get clear on our intentions perhaps in the last few months with that retrograde Mercury in Pisces. But Mercury has just entered into Aries, so now is the time to really look forward, get organized, and start to really take action on some of the ideas we've been having. It's also a good time to do some spring cleaning, clear out the closet, just simplify the life. And this new moon is also, speaking of simplicity, an important holiday in India for Lord Shani, Saturn, the planet Saturn, that's slow and very humble and simplifying kind of energy. He is very important for spiritual wisdom and maturity. This is the Shani Jayanti. That means the birthday of Lord Shani. And actually it's celebrated on the Amavasya Tithi, which means the day before the new moon. For those of you with having Saturn transit over the moon, the Sati Sati, or people who are in cycles of Saturn, who have a strong influence of Saturn on them right now, this is a really important day to do spiritual practices. For even if you're feeling up to it, you can do a fast for Shani, or any kind of seva or selfless service for the needy is also, or charity donations even, is also very good for Lord Shani. So this new moon is a lot of fire. There's a lot of enthusiasm with Mars moving into its exaltation and Venus now out of Pisces and Mercury in Aries as well. There's a lot of like enthusiasm actually that we can channel, but it's important to be patient with ourselves and others and take it easy too as much as we can. Don't want to burn too hot as the summer months start. Okay, so let's just see what the tarot cards have to say about this new moon coming in Krittika Nakshatra. So the first card is the Emperor. That fiery energy of Agni. The Emperor is the sun, basically, in many ways. And how we own our lives and take responsibility and get real with our work. Coins came forward too. Capricorn, you can see Mars and Capricorn there. She's so much endurance, so much maturity, so much wisdom there. Owning your projects, owning your work, owning what is important to you. And then also another queen, the Queen of Swords, cutting out what's unnecessary. There's the sword, the cutter. In many ways, look at her, like Durga, setting limitations for yourself as well. Yeah, these cards are all like to me, a lot about getting real with your priorities, getting real with your projects, perhaps, or your relationships, and taking action. Grounded, practical action now is possible. Let's check it out. Mars in Capricorn. The creative power is always burning within. Take ownership. Rule your life. Cut out what is unnecessary. Clear away the clutter. Maybe this means even feeling a little bit cutthroat, but it's about holding a clear and practical, grounded vision of the future. There's so much possibility now coming forth. Connect with what you can do, even in the smallest ways. Our actions have big influence, big impact, often much more than we realize. We are much more powerful than we know. Okay. Thank you for coming to the New Moon Untitled Astrology forecast. I offer Vedic Astrology readings one-on-one for a real assessment of what's going on. That's the way to do it. And also I give tarot readings one-on-one on Skype, phone, FaceTime. You can book a reading by clicking a link below or getting on my website, untitled.astrology.com. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel. The button's right below. And I will see you next full moon, or maybe sooner. I might do a video on the Mars transit coming up here. I think I will. So watch out for that. And thank you.